Damn, I've been trying to remember something for 5 minutes and I can't. Oh, that's it. I watched The Time to Kill. Which which I've been meaning to rewatch for a while now. And it is so much dumber than I remember it being. Hilarious movie.
Carly, don't answer that question.
Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
Did you catch it?
I've never seen it.
I saw the clips you sent us in the group
I
chat.
did see how sweaty Matthew McConaughey.
They're all they're sweating constantly because it's the South, but it's 1996, and like the movie opens with this like racial hate crime. But all the black people are like sharecroppers. They're all like naked and living in like
1996
in a shanty town.
Yeah.
And
it's set in 96.
Yes.
It doesn't just come out in 96.
No, it's set in 96. And what's his name? Samuel L. Jackson is like he's a guy whose daughter is raped. By like two racists in like broad daylight. They just rape her or whatever, and then they just like they go hang out at Perkins.
Nice.
And fucking Charles S. Dutton is the sheriff, and he's like, "I've had it with you boys," you know. Whatever. Like they arrest him, and Samuel L. Jackson's like, "Oh, they're never gonna like, you know, they're not gonna be prosecuted." So they don't even stand trial while they're like on their way to court. He like they have this shot of him where he's hiding in the janitor's closet. And he looks like he's in the jungle. There's just like shadows on his eyes, like he's like an enraged tiger.
Yeah, you just hear like,
and then he like kicks down the doors of the janitor's closet and mows them down in slow motion with a machine gun.
That fucking rocks.
Yeah,
salute.
Yeah, and then the movie's about like fucking Matthew McConaughey trying to get like him off, and then it goes from there to Kiefer Sutherland, who's playing the brother of one of the boys that was murdered. And someone at the funeral was like, "I'm real sorry about your brother. They were good boys," or whatever. And then he's immediately just like fucking like, boo.
Yes, yeah.
You know, and then the other guy's like, "You know who would put an end to this is the Klan." And they're like, "I thought the Klan was done." And he's like, "No. My friend said he knows a couple of guys a couple towns over."
Yeah.
So Kiefer Sutherland goes to meet with like this Klan connect, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's
the
buying
Klan plug, like, the racism plug.
Yeah. And fucking and then it's what's that guy, Kurtwood Smith? The dad from
that
70s show.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, "You did the right thing."
Red.
And they're in like a factory with light coming through like a big industrial fan.
Yeah, the slur factory.
Yeah. Well, it's just this like empty industrial space. He's like, you did the right thing by coming to see me." And then he's like, he's like, the white man doesn't have a chance anymore now that they got the NAACP and the federal government on their side.
So true.
You know, or whatever. And then it's like, even I can't imagine the Klan in 1996 would be like, you know, like it's good that these guys raped a 5-year-old girl.
Oh, was it a kid?
Yeah, they fucking these guys like raped and beat up like a 10-year-old.
Jesus Christ! Yeah.
And then so the Klan doesn't exist. So Kiefer Sutherland, and then so Kurtwood is like, you know, he's like, you can even start your own chapter in the town. He's like, if you can find 6 or 7 like-minded friends.
Yeah.
And then the next scene is Kiefer Sutherland handing out like basically like GameStop employment forms that just say like the Klan at the top, and it's like name, address,
paper trail. That's definitely what you do in the fucking
and
terrorist
like,
organization.
just put down your information and the best number to call you back.
We need an emergency contact as well.
And then so they
can't get a hold of you.
The Klan in this town where the Klan didn't exist. And then as the trial's happening, there's all these protesters and all the white people in the town are racist.
Yeah.
And then Sandra Bullock there's all this like bullshit that's
Sandra
happening.
Bullock's there.
She's this woman from Boston that like loves like capital. She hates the death penalty. So she wants to help McConaughey to get this guy off for the death penalty. But then the best part about the movie is like it kind of like masquerades as this like, you know, lib like race, you know, anti-racist exploitation kind of thing.
Yeah.
But at its core, it's this deeply conservative pro-death penalty movie.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back to hanging on the courthouse lawn if we could.
To the extent that at one point, like, you know, Matthew McConaughey's like, "I don't see anything wrong with the death penalty." And Sandra Bullock was like, "I thought you were a liberal." He's like, "I am a liberal. I don't think that this man deserves to die, but we absolutely need the death penalty, and there needs to be more of it."
Yeah.
And to do that in like 1996 Hollywood, where every single movie was like, you know,
Dead man walking.
But like this poor man is falsely like there's dead man walking. I think Green Mile is another one of them.
Definitely.
That was like a big thing in the 90s was like the death penalty, anti-death penalty stuff. It was that in Tibet. But
those were the two causes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so they established a clan in the town, and now the clan has hundreds of members. And so they
Kiefer Sutherland's good, dude. He's throwing good clan mixers.
And the clan attacks Matthew McConaughey's house 3 times. They keeps getting attacked.
Yeah.
So they ran out of things to happen in this movie. So I can't remember. First time maybe they just burn a cross on his lawn. Then there's no like extra security or anything that happens. Then they try to plant a bomb, and it's just up to Charles S. Dutton to like be like, "Give me the bomb, motherfucker!" And after they attempt to bomb and kill the defense attorney, still there's nothing there. And eventually they do blow up and burn his house to the ground.
Is he in it?
No,
Oh, okay.
It's just afterwards. He's like going through the rubble, and he's like, Oliver Platt's like,
drop the case.
why don't you just drop the case? Or he's like, go on vacation.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, right.
Max, come on. Max, where are you? Come on, Max.
Max is dead, and you're next.
And he's like, I'm looking for my dog. I'll just try and find my dog. Like just doing his like bullshit Matthew McConaughey thing. And so Sandra Bullock is like helping him. And then at one point the clan kidnaps her and like ties her to a tree and sexually assaults her.
Jesus Christ.
And then she's in the hospital. But then at the end, they win the case, and it's her just like at the cookout smiling with a black eye. Like the best part about it is that they get this guy off who, by the way, did murder those guys and should face some kind of justice.
Yeah.
Not the death penalty, but like, you can't go into a courthouse with a fucking illegal machine gun and murder people before they even stood trial to see what happens.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the inverse of Death Wish, where there's this call for vigilantism, but directed at like, admittedly evil, but some like poor, stupid. It is just like a rich liberal's fantasy of going down to the South and murdering poor white people.
There's certain poor people that check off boxes that deserve to be murdered.
Right. To address some like racial thing that happened in their childhood that they feel bad about not doing more about.
Right.
Now that they're like
they're not even the murderer. They're just the fucking lawyer who helps the guy who actually killed, who actually got revenge on these people.
I mean, it's all this insane bullshit. At one point, like the NAACP is like, this case is important, and like, I forget the character, like Samuel, let's call him Charles Chocolate Weather.
Chocolate Weather.
I think Samuel Jackson's character. He's his name.
Chucky Chocolate.
Yeah, his name's Hershey Nesquik. Mr. Hershey Nesquik. Anyway, so so they're like, it's very important that he gets off on this. And so they raise money, and they get this like New York like big deal law firm that like specializes in capital murder cases. They're like, we're gonna take over the case, And Matthew McConaughey's like, absolutely not.
This is my case.
Yeah, and it's like, why? You're friends with this guy.
Yeah.
You would want him to have the best defense possible. You should be ecstatic that this giant law firm is like, let me defend him. And they like do some kind of weird finagling, and then fucking Samuel Jackson's on board. He's like, "This is my lawyer," and the head of the NAACP is like, "We raised all this money for you, not to give it to some fucking cracker."
Oh my god!
And then it's like,
so they're triumphing against even black racism.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
It's Matthew McConaughey's like, look, the death penalty's good, and black people can be racist.
The NAACP is kind of racist.
The NAACP is racist against white people.
That's such a fucking stupid both sides kind of like.
Yeah, totally.
We raised that money for these men to get you out of here, not for this cracker to...
Well, hey, now hold on right there now.
It's like the answer
That's
is
some Clinton shit for sure. That's some fucking Bill Clinton.
What we need is
shit.
unhinged vigilantism directed at fucking like nightmare caricatures of fucking rednecks.
Yeah.
And nothing else.
Yeah.
That's the only solution to these problems.
Our daughters, Jake, they ain't never gonna play together.
What are you talking about?
Damn. That's awesome.
But yeah, the very best part is the final scene of the movie is Matthew McConaughey coming to Samuel L. Jackson's cookout. and he brings his daughter.
He literally
And
gets
Mike-
an invite to the cookout.
He gets an invite
It's
to
a
the
movie
cookout.
about a white guy getting invited to the
He gets an
cookout.
invite to the
That's-
cookout, and then fucking
That's such a
and
liberal fantasy.
Sam Jackson like looks like he's like confused as to why the defense attorney that just got him off for murdering 2 guys in cold blood and also shooting a police officer to the extent that his like leg has to be removed.
Hell yeah.
Who was a guy?
That's the good part.
Who is a guy that he's friends with? Chris Cooper plays like the fucking bailiff who loses his leg, and then like Charles S. Dutton sneaks Samuel L. Jackson out of jail so he can go to the hospital room of the cop whose legs he shot off, so he can apologize to him in the middle of the night. And he's like, "I'm sorry for what I did, but I just had to do it."
Yep.
And then Chris Cooper doesn't say anything in a trial. He's like, "I would have done the same thing."
You really?
And he's like the state's witness, and the state like didn't ask him how he felt beforehand. They're like, "Yeah, just put him up there and let him."
Yeah.
Somebody rapes her. He's a dead dog. I'll blow him away just like Carl Lee did.
Objection, Your Honor!
And then Kevin Spacey's the prosecutor.
Oh, hell yeah.
What do you think of Mr. Brigance?
Isn't that boy still in law school?
Who keeps it like 3 or 4 times that there's multiple exchanges between the two of them where he's like, he's like, "Oh, isn't this boy just out of law school?" And then he's like, "I thought they taught you that in law school." Like they just did.
Yeah.
Now, Governor Buckley cannot oppose a request until one is made. He should have learned that in law school.
Kevin Spacey's character is just incredibly underwritten and sort of like not addressed at all.
Were you or were you not convicted of statutory rape?
Well, I can explain.
But then there's all this extra bullshit going on that's needless. Like the NAACP thing doesn't make it. Anyways, the final scene of the movie where he's like, he brings his daughter to play the cookout. Like Samuel L. Jackson sort of looks and then looks back at him, and Matthew McConaughey goes, "I just thought our kids could play together."
That's
then it
nice.
goes to credits like that, like
That's
MLK.
beautiful.
You remember?
That's what MLK wanted.
That was his dream.
That was his dream.
I have a dream that one day a little black girl will be brutally raped by 2 rednecks, and a man with an illegal assault rifle will burst out of a janitor's closet before they can stand trial and murder them in cold blood and fuck up just some guy, another guy who works at the courthouse. Not even a real cop.
Yeah.
Just basically a fucking like
A mall cop.
an usher.
Yeah.
A guy that like has a gun instead of a flashlight directing people to their fucking seats will lose his leg.
Every once in a while, one of those guys does get fucked up in an escape. That's a wild
A bailiff?
Yeah. Their gun gets stolen, all that kind of shit.
But every once in a while, they get to fuck the lady judge.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Judge Judy, she would famously get her pussy
She
sucked.
would get
her
it,
pussy blown out
absolutely.
by that bailiff guy.
Oh, and he was
like,
he was
"Oh
a
yeah,
nice big stud."
Judy, you went there."
Yeah.
What I think that they used to call, I don't think they call it anymore, a booty call.
Yeah, they still call it a booty call.
Still.
Yeah.
Oh, Judy.
Dude, that guy would wreck Judge Judy's pussy. I would love
he
to
used
watch
to get
that.
pussy off Judge Judy.
I would love to watch him just railing Judge Judith Schneidler or whatever
Just some
the fuck her name
type
is.
A Jewish woman that wants to have to like go to the emergency room after being fucked.
Oh, yeah.
That's just what they're into.
100%.
No, kill me. I need to be killed.
I'm ready to end it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I want my poussoir to be absolutely destroyed.
Destroy me. Destroy me.
She's the like richest woman in the world.
It's reported that you now make $45 million a year. That's a lot of money.
$45 million a year is a lot of money.
Yeah.
She has like $500 million.
You think I could seduce her, get $100 million?
I would definitely fuck her old prolapsed pussy.
Dude, give me $1 million. I'll fuck Judge Judy.
I would
no
fuck
problem.
her for $10,000.
$10,000? Come on, dude.
That's a rainy day. $10,000 is fun.
Judge
I would
Nudie.
too, but you
go to-
can't start the negotiation at 10. Of course,
I'm saying I would be willing to go as low as 10,000.
You don't want her. You don't want her to know. Now she knows.
I'm not
going
to tell her that. Oh, no,
She's-
I guess
she's on the
can
public
no one who's
record.
listening.
No one tell Judge Judy how
Judith.
low Adam would go.
He's a hero. You turn him loose.
Jury will disregard.
You turn him loose.
I would go
I should
5,000.
I should have paid more attention to that movie because it's like anytime I was just like on my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And anytime I'd look up, it was just fucking
Who's Ashley Judd? His wife?
his wife.
You said you'd withdraw if it got too dangerous.
She's so hot.
Whose wife, who again is like, she's like this loving wife, and then halfway she's like, you got to just move on, like drop the case or whatever. And then she comes back, and then she actually inspires the bullshit speech at the end of the movie.
Oh, the time to kill.
That's the only thing I remember from the movie is that the speech, the fucking what clock speech?
Isn't it about time?
No, you're remembering a joke I did.
Oh, I thought I've never seen the movie.
No.
I want to tell you a story. I'm going to ask you all to close your eyes.
No, he does. He describes, I want you to close your eyes. And you imagine this little girl is like raped and abused, and, they piss on her, and then they throw beer cans at her head. And, just this like really awful, gratuitous description of like them violently raping this girl. And he's like, now I want you to imagine that little girl is white. And then the jury's like, oh.
And everyone's like, oh, starts crying.
Yeah, I know, exactly. That's what happens. Which is...
Now imagine she's white.
And again, the Klan didn't exist in this town.
Yeah.
It's like, so I don't know, the way they have to like figure out how to get it to where the town is like, these people are they're all mad about fucking General Sherman still.
Yeah.
To like just not care at all that this girl was like murdered.
It's a child that got raped.
Yeah, it's a child that got raped, but also that's not what the trial is.
Right.
It's whether or not this guy committed murder.
Right.
By mowing down these defendants with a machine gun before they could stand trial.
We feel terrible about what happened to his daughter. But feeling terrible, knowing something is wrong, does not give any of us a right to kill.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you're the prosecutor, you're going to be like, yes, what these guys did was horrible.
It's a horrific crime.
But we can't have lawless... Yeah, we can't just have... that would 100% be
They weren't even acquitted
argument.
of the rape.
Right. It'd be different if they were acquitted.
On trial for the rape.
But Kevin Spacey doesn't make that argument. He just says, it's good to rape black girls.
He doesn't say anything other than like, didn't learn that in law school?
Yeah.
Isn't that boy still in law school?
Yeah.
He's doing Southern Kevin Spacey?
Yeah, he's
too?
doing Frank...
Frank Underwood.
Yeah, and then it's just I just love that in the process of this trial, where they have this cookout and the happy ending. There's now been probably 15 other crimes committed by the nascent Klan that just popped up in the town, which is like, are they going to go away?
Yeah,
because it seems things are much worse now than they were before.
It seems like Samuel L. Jackson started.
They raped Sandra Bullock.
Yeah,
and she's a millionaire.
Yeah.
Wow.
She's some like rich lawyer lady.
My father's filthy rich, so I'll be working for free.
Damn the Klan, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that was when they were just making movies that are like, all right, who are the kinds of villains that no one could possibly have a problem with? Like, it's complete. There's no complexity. It's like right before all the anti-hero shit. It's like everyone is just the most evil. They're the Klan, and they rape
or Chechen terrorists
or Russia. Yeah, not even.
We should do that again. We should have a movie that's just Godzilla versus Louisiana swamp racism. Alien versus some guy with 3 teeth.
Yeah,
named Pierre Saint Cuck that uses the N-word casually.
Yeah.
At Circle K. That would be a fun movie-going experience.
That would be fun to watch.
Yeah.
But
honestly, the reason I put it on is because I do miss that shit. I miss watching a movie and just having my eyes glaze over.
Yeah.
Looking
just
at your
being like,
phone.
no, not looking at my phone. Like the way it used to be, where you would go see just a piece of shit movie in the theater.
Because it was the movie.
It's 2 hours out of the day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Time to go to McDonald's and then go to sleep.
Time to go to McDonald's and maybe get 17 minutes of dial-up internet.
If you was on that jury, what would it take to convince you to set me free?
You know, be a funnier ending to the A Time to Kill, where Matthew McConaughey's like, he's like, and they take off or they rip off her clothes. And they throw beer cans at her pussy and shove beer cans in there. And so her little pussy is so fucked up that it's squirting out blood that makes her dick's even harder. And then they slap her across the face. The whole regular speech.
Yeah.
And then they piss in her pussy.
Yeah.
And then he's like, now imagine that little girl was white. And then the jury's still sitting there. And he's like, and the guys who did it were black. And then like, oh, and the whole thing's reversed. Imagine that. Imagine now. Then it was a couple of big swinging players.
Imagine they were having a little bit of a players ball. You know what I'm talking about.